Uncharted is a 2022 American action-adventure film directed by Ruben Fleischer from a screenplay by Rafe Lee Judkins, Art Marcum, and Matt Holloway, based on the video game franchise developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It stars Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg as Victor Sullivan, with Sophia Ali, Tati Gabrielle, in her feature film debut, and Antonio Banderas in supporting roles. In the film, Drake is recruited by Sullivan in a race against corrupt billionaire Santiago Moncada, Banderas, and mercenary leader Jo Braddock, Gabrielle, to locate the fabled treasure of the Magellan expedition. The film entered development in 2008 with producer Avi Arad stating that he would be working with Sony Pictures to develop a film adaptation of the video game franchise. It was then in development hell with various directors, screenwriters, and lead cast members attached at various points. Filmmakers David O. Russell, Neil Berger, Seth Gordon, Dan Trachtenberg, Shawn Levy, and Travis Knight were initially signed to direct while Wahlberg was set to play Drake in early development. Holland was cast as Drake in May 2017 and Fleischer was hired as the director in early 2020. Filming began in March 2020, but was halted by the COVID-19 pandemic. It resumed in July and finished in October, with locations including Boston, Barcelona, New York City, and Kiamba. Originally set to be released on December 18, 2020, the film faced major delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It eventually premiered at the Coliseum in Barcelona on February 7, 2022. And was theatrically released in the United States by SIE's sister companies Sony Pictures Releasing and PlayStation Productions on February 18. Though the film received mixed reviews from critics, it was a box office success, grossing over $407.1 million worldwide on a $120 million budget, making it the fifth highest-grossing video game film of all time. A sequel is in development. Orphaned brothers Sam and Nathan, Nate, Drake are caught trying to steal a map made after the Magellan expedition from a Boston museum. Before the orphanage can expel Sam, he sneaks out to be on his own, but promises Nate that he will return, leaving him a ring belonging to their supposed ancestor Sir Francis Drake. 15 years later, Nate works as a bartender in New York City and pickpockets wealthy patrons. Victor Sullivan, a fortune hunter who worked with Sam tracking treasure hidden by the Magellan crew, meets Nate and tells him that Sam vanished after helping him steal Juan Sebastián Elcano's diary. Nate, having stopped receiving postcards from Sam, agrees to help Sully find him. Sully and Nate go to an auction to steal a golden cross linked to the Magellan crew, where they meet Santiago Moncada, the last descendant of the Moncada family, who had financed Magellan's expedition, and Jo Braddock, leader of Moncada's mercenaries. Nate is ambushed by Braddock's men, and the ensuing fight creates a distraction for Sully to steal the cross. The duo travels to Barcelona, where the treasure is supposedly hidden, and rendezvous with Sully's contact Chloe Fraser, who has the other cross. Nate, Chloe, and Sully follow clues in Elcano's diary to Santa Maria del Pi, finding a secret crypt behind the altar. Nate and Chloe enter, finding a trapdoor, but as they open it, the crypt floods with water. Sully helps them escape after subduing an ambush by Braddock. Using the two crosses to unlock a secret passage, Nate and Chloe find a map indicating the treasure is in the Philippines. Chloe betrays Nate and leaves to take the map to Moncada, but she indicates that Sully is keeping a secret about Sam. Sully recovers Nate and reveals that Sam was shot and apparently killed by Braddock 3 years prior and that he left him for dead, straining their partnership. Moncada, Chloe, and Braddock's team depart in a cargo plane to find the treasure, where Braddock murders Moncada, gaining control of the operation. After Nate and Sully board the plane, Nate confronts Braddock. A battle ensues. Sully parachutes out with the map, while Nate and Chloe are ejected from the plane landing in the Philippines, where they realize the map does not pinpoint the treasure. Nate discovers the treasure's true location through hints left by Sam's postcards, but leaves fake coordinates for Chloe after correctly doubting her loyalties. Nate discovers the Magellan ships and reunites with Sully, who managed to follow Nate. Braddock follows them, forcing Nate and Sully to hide as her crew airlifts the ships. In their escape, Sully commandeers one of the helicopters, and Braddock orders another helicopter to approach for a boarding action. Nate defends himself from her mercenaries and shoots down the other helicopter with one of the ship's cannons. When Braddock corners Nate, Sully throws a bag of collected treasure at her, casting her into the sea, where she is killed when the ship falls on her. As the Philippine Navy arrive, Nate and Sully get away with a few pieces of treasure Nate had pocketed, while Chloe is left empty-handed. Meanwhile, an imprisoned Sam, revealed to be alive and having somehow survived being shot by Braddock, writes another postcard to Nate asking him to watch his back. In a mid-credits scene, Nate meets with a man working for Roman, offering his ring for a Nazi map he has. He tries to betray Nate, but Sully saves him. They escape but are cornered by an unseen figure.